Okay, Miss Nghi, so today we are going to do like what kind of system? We know we do anatomy and physiology of animals and sorry, anatomy and physiology of animals and humans. And so which system are you going to do today?
Digestive system.
Say again?
Digestive system.
All right,
And
so you
vitamins.
also remember we need to also talk about like their interaction as well, okay? Mình phải nói về cái sự tương tác với các hệ đó nha. Like for
Yeah.
example, what will influence the digestive system is the nervous system. Cái hệ thần kinh nó sẽ ảnh hưởng đến cái hệ mà tiêu hóa như thế nào. You need to also talk about that as well. At least, can we control our digestive system? Oh, sorry, can you control our digestive system easily? Something like that. All right, and there's a lot of things you should mention about digestive system. Okay, let's start.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about digestive system. When food enters our body, it's gonna go through the mouth, to the stomach, to the small intestine, to the large intestine, and go outside through anus.
The
So
anus,
the
through the
role
anus.
anus. So the role of digestive system is to break down food, absorb nutrients, and eliminate waste. Now I'm going to talk about the oral cavity or the mouth when food enters. So in the mouth, there is mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. For mechanical digestion is the act of chewing by teeth, which helps to break down food, and this process is called mastication. The tongue also helps in mixing the food with saliva and in swallowing. For chemical digestion, the salivary gland secretes saliva, which contain amylase enzyme, which helps to break down starches into maltose.
Mhm.
The saliva also contains lipase, which break down a small amount of
Lipase.
lipase, which helps to break down a small amount of fat. Saliva also contains mucus, which helps to moisten food and regulate food pH. At the end of the process in the mouth, we will have bolus. The bolus will be then moved to the back of the mouth by the tongue for swallowing.
Mhm.
The bolus will go through pharynx or throat, to esophagus, and then to the stomach. The pharynx or throat is the passageway of respiratory and digestive system. It has an opening called glottis, which is covered by epiglottis. Epiglottis is controlled by the
Epiglottis.
epiglottis is controlled by the central nervous system. It is a gatekeeper to prevent food from entering the trachea or
Trachea, âm
windpipe.
đầu, nhấn âm đầu nha. First syllable. Trachea, trachea.
Trachea or windpipe
Trachea.
during swallowing, which will prevent from choking. The bolus will be
Choking, from
direct
choking.
choking.
Mhm.
Choking. Okay. The bolus will be then directed to the esophagus by the closure of epiglottis.
Mhm.
The esophagus is a muscular tube which connects the pharynx and the stomach, and it's responsible for pushing the bolus down to the stomach. The muscle contracts in coordinated manner to propel food downward. It is a series of wave-like movement. This process is called peristalsis, and it is an unidirectional movement, which means that food cannot move backward. At the junction between esophagus and stomach, there's a ring-like muscle called gastroesophageal sphincter, or the lower esophageal sphincter, LES.
Sphincter,
So when
right?
food sphincter,
Sphincter, yeah, nó là một cái dạng mà
sphincter.
sphincter, yeah, sphincter. Oh wait, is there an X in there? Sphincter, I think. Moment, sometimes we make mistakes with these words. Yeah, it's sphinx with a C. Sphinxter. With a
No, but
C, I
the
think.
C is muted. I think so.
I think, and also an X as well, I think. Right. Okay, and with an X it's okay, I guess. But this is Urban Dictionary. This is not like giống như con Sphinx, giống cái con mà Linh Miêu. Sphinxter. I think sphinxter, yeah, you can use that word. Yes. What else then?
So when the food is swallowed, the LES is open, but when the food enter the stomach or when there's no food, the LES is
What is
closed
LES? What
in
is LES?
the lower esophageal sphincter.
LES is the lower esophageal.
Sphincter.
Esophageal. S is sphincter.
Sphincter. Yeah.
Lower and upper, right?
Yeah.
Lower upper esophageal sphincter. I think only the part when it's upper is called lower esophageal sphincter. The part that connects to a duodenum is called different. I think it's called gastroduodenal sphincter, I think.
Yeah.
Cái khúc mà bên dưới nó kết nối với cái duodenum á, nó gọi khác mà. Đâu còn liên quan đến esophagus đâu. I think the part down below that connect the stomach to the duodenum is called gastroduodenal sphincter. I'm not so sure because different sorts, they will call it differently, I think. But let's just say that there are two sphincter, okay? One leads from the esophagus and one leads to the duodenum, okay? Cứ coi như có hai cái sphincter đi, một cái là dẫn đi từ cái esophagus, một cái là đi đến cái duodenum. Nghe đi.
Yeah. So when there's no food, the sphincter will be closed to prevent the content of stomach traveling backward. The LES is a dynamic muscle that undergoes changes in pressure, so it will be affected by the food intake, the gastric pressure, and the abdominal pressure. The LES is also not consistent, so obesity, pregnancy, or when we eat a large amount of milk can cause the LES to relax, which can result in heartburn or symptoms of gastroesophageal reflux disease. Next.
Anything else?
No. Next, I'm going to talk about stomach. So stomach is a muscular organ that located in the upper abdomen, and it is able
abdomen, nhưng không đầu.
Abdomen. The stomach is able to expand, so it can hold a large amount of food. The bolus is mixed with gastric juice, and gastric juice contains hydrochloric acid, pepsin, and other enzymes to break down food and extract nutrients. The hydrochloric acid is produced by the parietal cell. It helps to activate the pepsinogen, facilitate the hydrolysis of protein, and create a highly acidic environment, which helps to kill bacteria. An enzyme pepsin is produced by Gibbs cell in an inactive form called pepsinogen. The stomach's smooth muscles contract and relax every 20 minutes. And result, we will have chyme.
Chyme, yeah. It's called chyme.
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 Yeah.
So the gastric juice is highly acidic and is contained pepsin, which can break down protein. So in order to protect the stomach lining from gastric juice, the stomach produces a thick layer of mucus, which acts as a barrier. It also releases bicarbonate HCO3- to neutralize acid. and also producing hormone-like substances called prostaglandins to encourage the
Prostaglandins.
production prostaglandins.
It's prostaglandins. We call it
Prostaglandins.
PGL something. Prostaglandins, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
prostaglandins are basically substances that will reduce pain. Sorry, it modulate pains. Nó kích hoạt cái cơn đau rồi đúng không? Nó nằm trong cái chuỗi mà gọi là kích kích ra cái cơn đau á. Nó nằm trong cái series mà để gọi là pain reaction, phản ứng đau. All right, so
Oh.
yes, but it also help protects the stomach too.
Yeah, because it encourage the production of mucus.
Mhm.
The stomach also increase blood flow to the area for healing. But despite all of the protections, some people develop ulcers from factors such as taking certain medicines or bacterial infection like Helicobacter pylori
Helicobacter
or from
pylori, yeah.
or from
A
drinking too
very
much
common
alcohol.
problem.
Yeah.
A very common problem that must be treated with antibiotics. Bắt buộc phải trị bằng kháng sinh nha, mới trị được mấy con đó. Mấy con HP á.
Dạ đúng rồi.
Ăn ngoài đường,
Em
ăn ngoài
cũng
đường
đang
nhiều,
bị.
trời ơi. Eating food outside, it's very easy to get HB infection because, you know, people never wash their dishes in the right way anyway, so you get HB infection. Terrible, terrible.
Uh-huh.
My brother got it.
I got it too.
You got it too? What did you eat?
I don't know, I think I had it for a very long time ago.
Okay, let's continue.
Okay. Now let's talk about a small intestine. It is a long narrow tube which is located in the lower abdomen.
Wait, before we go to the small intestine, we need to dig deeper into the stomach. Like, what kind of cell produce HCl and what kind of cell produce what's it called? Pepsinogen.
The chief cell
Tế bào
produce
nào sản xuất ra HCl?
yeah, parietal cells.
Chief cell or parietal cell?
Parietal cell.
Đúng rồi. Chief cell produces
Pepsin.
pepsinogen.
Yeah,
Pepsinogen mới
pepsinogen.
đúng nha. Tại vì từ pepsinogen nó mới tách, nó mới dưới HCl nó mới biến thành pepsin. Under
Yeah.
HCl acidic condition, pepsinogen becomes pepsin. But you have to understand the parietal cell. Parietal cell produces HCl. And chief cell produces pepsinogen. Very important, okay? And then what happens afterwards?
The food will be moved to small intestine.
Right. So what is the pH of the stomach then?
Quite acidic.
Say again?
I think it's very acidic.
It is acidic, like about 1 to pH of stomach. It's about 1 to 2, okay?
Okay.
But remember the pH of the intestine, it's about
from
10 to 11. Remember that.
Okay. So for the small intestine, it's a long narrow tube located in the lower abdomen. It plays key role in digestion and absorption nutrients. There are three sections: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum.
The what? The what, say again?
The ileum.
Ileum. So first one, duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. It sounds a lot like Korean.
Yeah.
Like Jeju, giống như ở đảo Jeju Island. Okay, duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Very good. So what happened during those sections? Do you remember? Do you know?
Yeah. So In duodenum, it is the first part of the small intestine, which is 35.4 centimeters long. It receives the chyme, mix it with bile and digestive enzyme. So the liver secretes and stores bile salt and bile acids in the gallbladder. It waits until fatty food to reach the stomach, and then it empties the content into the duodenum, which helps to turn fat into triglyceride.
Triglycerides. Okay, that is called
Triglyceride.
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 Triglyceride. Triglycerides. Triglyceride. Or
The
triglyceride, yeah, if you
pancreas.
want to.
Okay.
All right, what else then?
The pancreas is a gland that located in the upper abdomen, provides trypsin, which help to break down proteins.
Which one help provide
Uh,
trypsin? Cái chỗ nào?
pancreas.
Yeah, the pancreas provide an enzyme called trypsinogen. Be careful.
Oh,
Nó sản xuất
trypsinogen. Okay.
trypsinogen. And under acidic condition of the stomach, it turned to be trypsin, okay? Nó cũng giống như
Okay.
pepsinogen vậy đó. So similar to
Okay.
pepsinogen, trypsinogen must be activated under high acidic condition, okay? Nó phải được kích hoạt dưới cái điều kiện acidic, điều kiện acid nhiều.
Okay.
Okay, please be careful with that. Okay, so beside from these enzyme, what else does the pancreas secrete? Nó còn
The
mấy cái nữa đó.
pancreatic amylase.
It's called pancreatic amylase. Pancreatic
Pancreatic amylase.
amylase. Tức là cái amylase mà nó có nguồn gốc từ tụy. Pancreatic amylase, because this is to distinguish between the amylase coming from the saliva, you know. Nó phải phân biệt giữa cái amylase đến từ cái nước bọt và cái amylase đến từ cái tuyến tụy nha. So it's
Yeah.
pancreatic amylase, yes. Even though they're still the same amylase, but wow, có một số người họ ăn theo kiểu nuốt chọng không thèm nhai luôn á. Thì đương nhiên là nếu thực chất nó có đường đi thì bắt buộc là phải có amylase ở đâu đó để mà có thể tiêu hủy được nó, thì cái tụy tiết ra đó. So some people they just don't swallow at all. They just some people they don't chew their food. They just swallow it. You know, that's a very bad habit. So the stomach will help them. The pancreas will help secrete amylase of its own, you know, and then deal with the carbohydrates in that food. Okay, please continue.
The pancreas also provide lipase, which help to break down fatty acids. Lipase, which help to break down fatty acids into glycerols, or proteases, to break down proteins into peptides. Lactases, to break down lactose. The pancreas also provide bicarbonate ions, which helps to neutralize the chyme before entering the duodenum, which the chyme has the pH from 10 to 11.
Okay.
When food travel to jejunum, jejunum is a middle section of small intestine. It is 2.44 meters long. Its role is to absorb most of the nutrients from the chyme. The wall of jejunum are lined with tiny finger-like projections called villi.
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 Villi. I think villi is better. Or you can use the short form villus. Số ít là villus nha, số nhiều là villi nha.
Villus.
Villi is a plural form, but villus is the singular form. Okay, but I think it's okay to use the word villus or villi both at the same time. Okay, continue, please. What happened with the villus? And also you need to mention the fact that the intestine, when you cut it cross-sectional, cross section of the intestine. Cắt theo kiểu cắt ngang á, cái ruột thì sao? It has a very rough shape with many folds. Nó có một cái hình dạng mà rất là gồ ghề với nhiều cái nếp gấp á. Rough shape with many folds. What is it for? What do you think? Tại sao lại phải có cái hình dạng nhiều nếp gấp như vậy, để với lại nó gồ ghề như vậy và có nhiều villi để làm gì?
To increase the surface area for absorption.
Exactly. For only that reason. And you can have all the bacteria inside the intestine, they live on those folds, and on those villi as well. Những con vi khuẩn mà nó sống trong đường ruột nó sống trên mấy cái villi và sống trên mấy cái fold, mấy cái nếp gấp đó. Okay, please continue.
Okay. The nutrients will be absorbed through the wall of villi and then enter the bloodstream, where they are transported to the liver for further processing and storage. Next is ileum. Ileum is the last section and is also the longest. It is 3.66 meters long. The role of it is to absorb the remaining nutrients and vitamin B12.
It's not just vitamin B12. I think there's a lot more vitamins. B group, right? Nhóm B nó còn nhiều vitamin lắm nè.
Okay.
All right. Yes, please continue.
Yeah, the small intestine absorbs 90% of the nutrients from the food. So it absorbs most of the nutrients from the food in the small intestine. After that, the chyme will be directed to the large intestine or colon. The large intestine is a long tube-like organ which is located in the lower abdomen. Its role is to digest and eliminate the waste product from the body. It is made up from 5 sections: the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon, the sigmoid colon, and the rectum. The large intestine also lined up with villi, which helps to increase the surface area for absorption.
Good.
The role of large intestine is to absorb remaining water and electrolytes from the chyme
And
and
also
partially
some vitamins,
digest.
right? And also some vitamin as well.
Okay.
It's called reabsorption. I think I absorb a lot of vitamin and water and mineral as well. Khoáng chất, vitamin và nước đó nha.
Okay, minerals. And after that, the waste will be transported outside through the anus. That's it. Yay.
All right, not yet. So you need to also talk about like the fact that the anus, the rectum and the anus has two sphincter. Nó có hai cái cơ vòm ở chỗ anus á. We have internal and external anal sphincter. Internal and external anal sphincter. Nó là những cái cơ vòm mà nằm bên trong bên ngoài của cái hậu môn á. Why is it important? Because it keeps the it keeps the poop it keeps the what's it called, the waste inside of a rectum and wait until the appropriate time that we can go to the toilet and empty it out.
Okay.
Đến lúc phù hợp thì mới có thể empty, có thể mà làm cho nó sạch cái chỗ đó được, có thể tống khứ ra bớt được, chứ đâu phải là lúc nào cũng có thể dễ dàng để mà go to the toilet, it's not always easy to go to the toilet,
Yeah.
So that's one first thing you have to talk about. And the second part is that what is the appendix for? cái ruột dư để làm cái gì? What do you think?
Appendix.
What is the appendix for? It basically is the remnants of an evolutionary past. Nó là cái phần còn lại của một cái quá khứ tiến hóa. So, people hypothesize that in the past, humans used to be able to eat a lot of grass. So we used to be able to digest cellulose, you know. So possibly the appendix was a part in our intestine that create the enzyme cellulase, you know. The enzyme that can break down cellulose, the molecule in the trees, the fruits, the vegetables, or the grass that we eat, you know.
Yeah.
Ngày xưa người ta có thể là con người từng ăn cỏ chẳng hạn, cho nên là cái phần này nó chứa cellulase chẳng hạn. But we human no longer produce cellulase. So when we eat vegetables right now, it only helps us get water, vitamins, and it helps us to empty the rectum easily. But actually, we cannot digest these cells of the vegetables, you know, so it means that we don't digest it in the same way as the meat. Mình không có tiêu hóa được mấy cái tế bào mà thực vật nha, do là không có cellulase. So basically we have no cellulase at all anyway anymore, so we cannot digest it, so it will go out together with all the poop with all the waste. But it helps against constipation, you know, chống lại táo bón. It helps against constipation. And it also fruits and vegetables provide us with water and minerals and vitamins. Mấy đó cũng quan trọng. Those things are important too. Even though we don't get like what's it called? We don't get much proteins from that. Không lấy được tế bào đó thì làm sao lấy protein cho nó ra? We can get some starch, of course, because fruits are starch, you know. Đang gọi là trái cây thì có starch rồi. We have carbohydrate, yes, but the other part, no. Nói chung con người tiêu thụ rau củ quả, tiêu thụ các loại cỏ rất là ít. So human cannot really digest like grass or plants and things like that, you know. All right, now please talk more about the liver and gallbladder and the pancreas. Need time to prepare?
Let's just talk about vitamin first.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So for vitamin, there is water-soluble vitamin and fast-soluble vitamin. In water-soluble vitamin, there is C vitamin and B vitamin. The C vitamin helps to strengthen the immune system and fight infections. It is important for collagen production for skin and keep the blood vessels strong. Vitamin C deficiency will cause scurvy, bleeding gum, infections, and tiredness. For vitamin B, there is vitamin B1 or thiamine, which is vital for maintaining and developing the nervous system. Lack of vitamin B1 will result in the mental retardation.
Mental retardation nó gọi là gì? Tâm thần á. Retardation. Mà bị tâm thần. Nói chung là tất cả những dạng mà vấn đề về tâm thần nó đều gộp chung lại với một cái umbrella term, một cái khái niệm mà bao trùm. Umbrella là cái dù á, umbrella term. Một cái khái niệm bao trùm đó là mental retardation. So a lot of these disorder, a lot of diseases with the mind fall under the umbrella term mental retardation. Okay, please continue.
There is vitamin B2 or riboflavin. Vitamin B2 is important for enzymes. So lack of vitamin B2 can result in many enzymes cannot function well. Vitamin B3, called niacin, is important for a component of neurotransmitter nicotine.
Nicotine. Or nicotine. You can say nicotine or nicotine. It's up to you.
Oh, so without vitamin B3, it will result in death or slow development.
Like it's called stunted growth. Stunted growth or
Stunted growth.
slow development. Yeah, you can use the word slow development or stunted growth. Sự phát triển mà bị thụt lùi, phát triển mà gọi là còi cọc á. Stunted growth or slow development. Yeah.
Next, we have vitamin B6 called pyridoxine.
Pyridoxine or pyridoxine. Pyridoxine or pyridoxine. Yeah, it's up to you. Very important. You know, B6 is very important. Okay, what is it for?
It is for sleep and many nerve functions. It's vital for sleep and many nerve functions. Lack of vitamin B6 will result in tiredness, insomnia, or restlessness. Next, we have vitamin B6 called folic acid. It is vital for DNA synthesis, growth, maintaining the body, mental development. Without vitamin B6, there be no growth, spontaneous abortion, or anemia. Next, we have vitamin B12 called cobaltamine. It is vital for blood forming.
Cobaltamine. It means that you need cobalt, CO, to produce that vitamins. Có nguyên tố vi lượng là cobalt mới tạo được cái cobalamine nha.
Yeah. The vitamin B12 is vital for blood forming. Without vitamin B12, we will have pernicious anemia.
Pernicious anemia.
Now let's talk about fat-soluble
It's
vitamins.
called pernicious. Pernicious. Anemia. Pernicious anemia nó gọi là thiếu máu ác tính á. Nó còn một cái nữa, nó chính là cái megaloblastic anemia. Nó là thiếu máu gì á? I don't remember, but B9, if you don't have B9, you have megaloblastic anemia. If you don't have B12, you got pernicious anemia, if I remember right. Lack of vitamin B12. There you go. Without enough red blood cells. So basically, remember, vitamin B12, it's very important for forming the blood, okay? Blood forming, okay? Nó cực kỳ quan trọng cho chuyện tạo máu luôn á. And then without enough B12, you don't have enough red blood cells. Your tissue and organ don't get enough oxygen. Your body cannot work very well. So you have weak muscle, numbness, trouble walking, nausea, weight loss, irritability, fatigue, and increased heart rate. Nói chung đủ thứ đó. Okay, let's look at the word pernicious anemia. It's a relatively rare autoimmune disorder that causes diminishment in dietary vitamin B12 absorption. Cơ thể không hấp thụ được vitamin B12 nha, trong chế độ ăn nha. Và đây là một cái tình trạng mà do là tự nhiễm nha, autoimmune nha. Do là cơ thể miễn nhiễm của nó có vấn đề và hiếm. It's a relatively rare autoimmune disorder and it result in B12 deficiency, subsequent megaloblastic anemia. Ủa cái này, what? Cuối cùng là pernicious anemia nó sẽ dẫn đến cái tình trạng là megaloblastic anemia. Well, basically it's just cause anemia. Let's just remember that, okay? Nó gây ra cái tình trạng gọi là thiếu máu ác tính, vân vân.
Okay,
Okay. All right, please continue.
now let's talk about fat-soluble vitamin. We have vitamin A called retinol. It is important for vision. So without vitamin A, it will result in night blindness. Vitamin D, calciferol, is important for calcium absorption in the intestine. Vitamin D deficiency will result in stunted growth or ricket. Vitamin E is important for skin and heart health.
Heart.
Heart
Heart.
health.
A kéo dài, A kéo dài. Heart health.
Heart health.
Heart health. Sức khỏe của tim. Heart health.
Heart health.
Heart health.
Lack of vitamin D will result in anemia. Vitamin K is important for blood clotting. And lack of vitamin K will result in bleeding.
Say again.
Lack of vitamin K would result in bleeding.
Bleeding, yeah. So it's very important to have vitamin K. Otherwise, you will have bleeding. It can be internal bleeding, nó gọi là chảy máu bên trong người á. Or
Internal.
you can have external bleeding as well. Nói chung là
Okay.
đụng vào một cái gì đó dễ chảy máu lắm. Just hit something like a table or something and then you bleed. Oh my God. And it will not stop, okay? You can bleed to your death. Remember that. Có thể chảy máu chết luôn á nếu mà nó nặng.
Okay, that's it. That's all what I've got.
Okay, what else then? All right, and C vitamin and D, did you talk about it? Oh yeah, you did. Okay, of course. Right. I think there's also another part about that. Homeostasis. It's basically a part when you keep the environment inside the body the same. But that belongs to the nervous system and endocrine system, I believe. Cái đó thuộc về hai cái hệ đó. Thần kinh với lại cái hệ nội tiết. Nó mới giữ môi trường bên trong cơ thể các thứ. Okay, anything else? You sure you're done with
Nothing
this one?
else. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so answer me this question.
Okay.
Basically the food requirements in a human population, does it depend on age? Does it depend on sex? How about calories intake of human? Like what is the ideal meal? Like what is the percentage of protein, percentage of fat, percentage of carbohydrates and other stuff and other things? Like you need to talk about diet as well, dietary facts. All right, just do research about it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so what are you going to talk next then?
I'm going to talk about how food requirement depends on different stage of development, age,
Yeah.
and
Okay,
sex.
so from like very young years, like for example, if you are a newborn baby, how about it? Like for example, if a newborn baby, of course, he or she will have to drink from the mother's milk, right? Will drink the mother's milk, right? So what comes from the mother milks? Of course, it's a lot of nutrients, sugar, protein, fat, minerals, vitamins, everything, yeah? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And from the time like when a baby stop drinking mother's milk, they will be fed with like a liquidish kind of food, thức ăn lỏng, like liquid food, you know. You can go from there. Yeah, please continue.
Uh, Mm. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how age impact the diet. Because the body metabolism slows over time, and it will result in a loss muscle mass. So as we grow older, we require more proteins. The changes in the mental acuity also affect our ability to prepare meals.
Mhm.
And food requirements also different from sex also impact the diet
Mhm.
because men often have more muscle mass, so they require more calories than women during the menstruating.
Mhm.
Women lose a lot of blood, so women needs more iron in their diet than a man.
Right.
Women also have a higher risk for developing osteoporosis, so they require a greater amount of calcium and vitamin D than a man.
Mhm.
Mm. And physical condition also impact diet because many chronic conditions like diabetes, hypertension, uh, celiac disease, and drastically change the dietary requirements. Medication also impact nutritional decision because some medications make a diagnosis while others require we eat certain foods or drink in order to use them properly. So everyone is different with different nutritional needs to match
Mhm.
their unique condition,
Unique nhưng âm hai nha. Unique.
unique
Unique
condition.
conditions. Yes. Like what
So
happened
a
during, like, for
star
example, what happened during like puberty time?
during puberty times, um, the children need a lot of proteins, need a lot of food that contain calcium to help them develop to their fullest
Mhm.
at a stage.
And of course, they need more protein and they need much more of everything. So that time, it's
Yeah.
like their rapid development and they are starting to
Uh-huh.
change in a lot of ways, including their appearance and um, sexual features, okay? Những
Uh-huh.
cái tính trạng sinh dục. Like, because of that, they need a lot more food. Remember that in the puberty time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it will continue until like the year of 18 years old, something like that. And
Yeah.
from that point onwards, people start to work. And then by the time of 30 years old, both men and women will slowly, their testosterone level drops by 2% every year. Remember that. Sau 30 là cứ
Uh-huh.
cứ mỗi một năm là 2% testosterone nó giảm xuống 2%. So that also leads to their weight gain, okay? Mập lên nhanh
Oh.
chóng từ đó. And also it doesn't mean that they eat more, but they just get more fat.
Oh.
They just become much more obese or fat, even though they don't eat more, okay? Also, the
Mm-hmm.
dietary requirement depends on their need as well. For example, if you're a gymmer, you go to the gym, you need more proteins for sure, right? Then if you are an office worker, you sit all day, you need much less protein, right?
Yeah.
Actually, if you're an office worker, you need much less calorie and everything too.
Yeah.
But you need the sugar for your brain to work. Remember that. Okay, anything
Mm-hmm.
else you can mention? How about like when you're old?
When you're old.
Yes, what are you going to talk about when people are older? Like for example, about 60, 50 years old, how is their diet different?
Huh.
Of course, they will
It,
eat much
it,
less than in their younger years, right?
Yeah.
But they should not do that because they still have a requirement for especially protein. Họ vẫn nên ăn thêm protein nha. Nếu mà họ ăn uống mà thanh đạm là họ sẽ chết sớm, nói thiệt luôn á. If people
Oh.
eat like frugal, eat very frugal with little nutritious content, they will probably age faster and they will die earlier. Trust me.
Oh.
So people still need to eat eggs, to need to have meat in their diet, okay? Just as long
Uh-huh.
as you do not become obese, okay? Miễn sao đừng có trở nên là béo phì là được.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's it, I guess, for today.